Okay, guys, you know it. We do our best every day to be the great husband, right? But it's time for some new training. How to be that great husband? Coming right at you. Being married, it's quite a challenge to, really be a good husband because you're new at this. And every day is a new day that you've never experienced before. But what does it really take to be a better husband? What can you do? Well, this is a picture of my mom and dad, and my dad taught me some great lessons. Some of them he said, but some of them he lived through an example. And I want to share with you some things here that I've observed from my own father that has helped me. And I got to keep checking back in on this advice that my dad gave me because it really has made a difference. Because I have those days where I make my mistakes, right? You know what I'm talking about. We try to do our best every single day, but for some reason, something falls through the cracks. So there's a checklist or a go-to list that I look at to be able to hold myself in a good place so that I can be really a good husband and be a great husband. Well, my dad taught me, he says, love her no matter what. No matter what happens, no matter if she's upset or if she's scared or the dishwasher just broke or the dog ran away, just no matter what happens, you got to love her, Kirk. You just got to love her. And my dad and I were riding horses that day when he gave me this advice because I was asking him questions. Dad, what do I do when this happens or when this happens? And he kept giving me the same answer. And this is it. Love her no matter what. And I had to take and kind of ponder on that one for a little bit. And it really makes sense. No matter what happens, I can still hold the thoughts and feelings that I love her. The next one he gave me is, okay, Kirk, the other one is, to say I'm sorry really is manly. And I grew up thinking, if you say you're sorry, then that means you're admitting fault, which means you're weak, which means you're worthless. And I had some really twisted thinking about this until my dad straightened me out on it. He's like, no, you'll probably be saying I'm sorry probably 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 times a day. And at first I thought, Dad, this is going to be weird for me am I going to really make that many mistakes? And he goes, yeah, some of them would be mistakes, but some of them will be mistakes that she thinks you made, but it was just a misunderstanding or a miscommunication. And so I really have taken this on. And if I get through the day and I have not apologized for something, that's a rare day, right? Because apologies and saying I'm sorry means that you want to realign yourself with your wife. It means you want to get back on the same path, be balanced with her. It doesn't mean you're broken or wrong or you're doing everything wrong. It means you want to keep adjusting or calibrating. Just like an airline pilot and a jet, it doesn't always stay on course. It has to keep course correcting. And so to say I'm sorry or apologizing is a course correction in a relationship. And I'll tell you this, the more men I meet who don't say I'm sorry or don't apologize, they have problems because they think it's not manly. Number 3, my dad also showed by an example to kiss your wife often. Not just at the end of the day when you're saying love you, good night, and not just in the morning when it's like good morning, have a good day, but to surprise her in different moments with just little kisses. Ladies, wives love those little kisses. They just love it when it's just randomly through the day. Not just one, not just 2, but as many times as you can without her finally going, okay, that's enough. Don't become obnoxious or anything, but kiss her. And do something nice. There's always something you can do to help. And when we help our wives, they interpret it that they're important. We can tell them that they're important all day long. We can say it all week long, all month long. But they actually would come back and say, I don't know if you think I'm important or not. And it's like, wait, I told you all the time. Women measure a relationship by the duties and services and the actions that happen, not by the words that are said. And when you do something nice for her, it means more than if you would have said it 20 times. That one took me a while to figure that out. And so what I do is I look, what can I do that could be a nice little gesture today? What could I carry some bags in for her? Could I help straighten up her office? Could I help her with this or that? Like one time I walked in the kitchen and I said, hey, can I chop up the carrots for you? And you would have thought I just bought her a $1,000 gift from the jewelry store. She was just elated. And I'm thinking, wow, this is not as hard as it is. I'm making it out to be. Just to look for those nice moments to send the big message that she's important. And the last one, tell her when she does good. Women sometimes are pretty tough on themselves. They're really, really tough on if they're doing good or not. And to hear from you that they did something good, wow, that helps them see that you notice their good things, that you notice their actions. And even if it's small things, it doesn't have to be big things, but anything you notice that she's doing good at, give her a compliment in that way. But to be specific in saying, wow, it's really cool how you did this in this particular way. The more detail you share in that compliment, the deeper that meaning goes into your wife. It makes a big difference. And then what happens is you look like an amazing husband because you are paying such good, close attention to her. It's awesome. So these that I'm sharing with you here that really helped me in being a better husband. Now, you and I both know that it's not a guarantee that you're going to make it through the day and be a great husband. But what it does do is it gives us a path or a track or something to look to. And for me, if I can keep pointing myself in the direction of following these particular steps here, it's going to turn out well. No matter what's going on around us, no matter what's going on, especially number one, love her no matter what. And really hold on to that one, no matter what. You know, here at 3 Key Elements, my wife and I, Kim and I, we really cherish our relationship, and we really do a lot of extras to help maintain and balance and calibrate our marriage so we're in a good place. And it really has paid off, meaning that we have good relationship with each other, where our hearts are open to each other and our minds are open to each other. But if we didn't work on it, I know we would have more challenges, and I know we would have more difficulties. But because we're so balanced with each other, it makes a big difference so that we can face the life challenges together. Not individually, but we face them together. And if you want to learn more about what you can do to be in great relationships and how to get on the same page, go check out our website and look up our class called Royalty and Romance. And if you can get to Salt Lake City, it's a great event, a 3-day event here in Salt Lake City. If you can't get to the event, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel here because we got a lot of great videos here and training for you about relationships. Great content that's real and doable. I mean, that is so doable, right? And that makes a big difference. Your relationship matters. It really does. Do something about it today.